How's it going, racing fans? Thanks for joining me here on a new mid-season review. I'm Chip from the Digital Grandstand, and today we're talking about Sahara Force India Formula 1 team and their performances in the 2017 F1 Championship. If the hybrid era hasn't been that kind with the likes of Sauber, McLaren and even Red Bull, this new Power Units formula grabbed Force India by the neck and dragged the team straight into the upper midfield. From a team that was much more used to finish a season towards the lower end of the standings, from 2014 onwards the Silverstone outfit has been consistently in the top 5, with 2016 of course marking their best ever finish of P4 in the constructor standings, a feat they are almost guaranteed to repeat this year. Not only that, but the team has scored at least one podium per season since 2014 through 2016. I know it doesn't sound much, but when you consider that the difference between teams is vast these days, it really is an amazing achievement. Now, this is all nice and clear, but one might think, of course they are performing better with the hybrid power units. They have the Mercedes one, which is absolutely true, but being a Mercedes power unit customer doesn't necessarily mean you're going to perform amazingly well. Just look at Lotus in 2015. It helps massively to have the leading power unit in your car, but it's not a guaranteed asset for success. You need to pair this acquisition with the best technical staff, drivers, facilities, all the while maintaining a balanced monetary expense and not bankrupt the team, which is precisely what Force India did ever since 2014 and are still doing today. But enough about that, let's talk about this year. One quick look at the race results in 2017 makes for a sudden realization that Force India have scored with both cars in every single Grand Prix apart from two. In Monaco, where their car was pretty much the least suited for a twisty track and they still managed to take the fastest lap of the circuit, and the only other race where they couldn't score with both cars was the crazy Azerbaijan Grand Prix where their two drivers collided and Perez eventually had to retire from. But we'll get to that a bit later. Speaking of the drivers, Esteban Ocon is, in my view, the most talented rookie F1 had seen in a very long time. Yes, I see him as a rookie. Half a season in 2016 in a manner doesn't count for much. And again, yes, I think he's a better rookie than Max Verstappen was in 2015. Despite this inexperience, his average deficit to Perez in qualifying is less than 0.2 of a second, which is much less than everyone would have expected in March. Of course, almost race by race he finishes behind his teammate, but only just. On two occasions there were cars between the two Force Indias at the checkered flag, and those two races were at the very start of the season. Naturally, Ocon made a few mistakes, like in Monaco where he made a silly error in free practice 1 and on Saturday where he failed to make it out of Q1. This F1 inexperience also bubbled up in Canada where he couldn't keep his head cool and allowed Sebastian Vettel through rather easily. His biggest mistake though has to be the clash with Perez in Baku. The team claimed that it was a 50-50 blame between the drivers. I don't see it like that. Possibly still frustrated by the fact Perez didn't let him through in Canada, Ocon misjudged the proximity of his teammate and ruined not only his race but a very solid chance for the team to score a double podium. But these are all relatively minor faults. Truth be told, Esteban proved that he deserves to be in F1 from the start of the season. He keeps improving, keeps gaining experience, and sooner or later he will find himself further up the road battling for podiums and victories in a much better car. Next door, Sergio Perez proved again in these past few months what an amazing talent he is. With his driving style that keeps the rear tires on shape much longer than others on the grid, including his teammate, and with qualifying performances worthy of a top-tier racer, there is no surprise then that he keeps Ocon at bay. Bahrain and Spain are two of the highlights so far in 2017, but really, Perez hadn't had a bad weekend so far in 2017. My only worry is that tension is steadily building between Perez and Ocon. The Canadian Grand Prix made that much transparent. With Ocon on a different strategy and clearly quicker at that point, Perez downright refused to move over for his teammate. The natural next question in this scenario was, how will the team react when or if the stakes are higher? All in all, this first half of the 2017 campaign was a resounding success for Force India. They are not a threat to the big three ahead, but they are leaving the midfield well and truly behind. 9 out of 10 is my rating for the team, and if you exclude the Azerbaijan and maybe also the Canadian Grand Prix, then it would have been a perfect 10. They truly are the best pound-for-pound team in the hybrid era. For the future, well, if Ocon and Perez put aside their differences, I don't see why not this pairing shouldn't continue. Perez, he is so much more ready for a move to a big team than he was in 2013 at McLaren, but there simply isn't room for him anywhere. However, I'm certain he's keeping both eyes on that Ferrari seat Raikkonen will eventually vacate, as is half the grid to be honest. And that was the mid-season review of Sahara Force India. Do you disagree with any of my views? If so, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more F1 related content. I've been Chip from the Digital Grandstand, you can find me on Twitter at chip_DGS, and I'll chat to you again next time.